Hello everyone and welcome to episode 10 of Direwolf20's server play series. You can see my quarries are still running rather successfully, as a matter of fact. Everything looks to be running smoothly here. I did log in earlier and make a few changes to this area. So let me just hop down here real quick and show you what I did do. Several of you posted saying, why did you have this RS NOR latch here? Well, I did have a reason for doing it that way. I know I could have just wired it the way it is now, which was just directly into the line here, so that if the, the red power thing is there. Oh, by the way, there is a fix for this, I just haven't applied it yet. The reason this looks clear is because redstone pipes, when you're using a 32-bit texture pack, don't show up. There's a fix for it that Zelda told me to do, and I haven't done it yet, so that's why that looks like that. But yeah, I knew I could wire this directly like this. The reason I had the RS NOR latch is because I wanted to do some testing with it, and just, kind of figure out exactly what was causing, the engines not to get the water. So I did purposely intend to have the RS NOR latch there, but I have since removed it because I no longer need it. And I really don't need this button either. It's really kind of pointless at this point, but I'm just leaving it there in case I decide I want to put it back at some point. Just because, it was kind of neat having that manual intervention. So that's changed. I also just threw an MFSU here and hooked it up behind the scenes. You can see I just have some cables running to it. All this really does is serves as a place for me to charge up my items. There we go. Just a place to charge up my items, so specifically, quantum suit helmet, for example. You can only charge these in an MFSU, and the only MFSU I had at the time was this one, which is constantly empty because it's being used to fuel my mass fabricator. So, just some updates on some of the changes that have gone on in my house. Skeleton out here. Hey, buddy. I'm going to head over to our main base, just because I want to show you guys that there's something cool here that Zelda put in. He put in a trading machine here where you can trade in yellow flowers for red flowers. This is a trade-o-mat, and in multiplayer industrial craft it's really a nice item. It basically sets it up so you can trade certain items for other items. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I think in the current version of Minecraft, red flowers are not spawning. So, yeah, that's just your workaround to get red flowers. So you can have some red dye. And that's about all that's changed. So why don't I get onto something cool to build for y'all. Alright, I'll be back shortly. So guys, you can see me here just building up. I want to get a few more solar panels upstairs. Yeah, I've got a good amount at the moment. I think I've got 128, is that it? But Zelda's got something like 700, or ridiculous number that's completely driving me nuts because he has so many more than me. He's like, oh yeah, I've got like 700 solar panels, and I'm like, oh man, I hate you. So, I'm making myself a few more. You can see I'm just going through my standard pattern. Zelda actually went ahead and did something similar to what I did. I think I mentioned in one of my videos I was going to do a solar panel construction area. So I did make one of those. I don't think I ever posted a video on it. But yes, I did make one, and it came out alright. But I haven't recreated that yet in here. So let me just get up on my roof. And you can see I've got some solar farm arrays going on here. They look pretty nice. And things are good. So if I were to just take a reading right here, you can see I've got, that's right, 160. So that's from all these solar panels here going on, and I've got this 32 pack going over here too, and I might wind up setting it up so that any extra that guy is creating could come over here as well. So I don't know if I've ever shown this solar flower design that I've recently made. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest with you guys. It's the same design that I've been doing, but instead of using bat packs, and copper cable, I'm just using tin cable. So it's all good, and it's definitely a lot more efficient to use the tin cable in terms of resources. And as you probably are aware, tin cable has a loss of 1 EU every 40 blocks. But since these guys create 1 EU packets, if you do make your cable longer than 40 blocks, you basically nullify your whole flower. So let's go ahead and place down our solar flowers here. Whoops, didn't want to do that. And I'm going to just build this pattern out, kind of like you've seen me build before, except instead of having a bat box in the middle, I've got just a tin wire in the middle. There we go. Beautiful. And again, this is a rather efficient design. There's probably some more efficient ones out there than this, but I like this one. It looks nice and it's cool. And you definitely don't want to place your thing underneath your wire. So why don't I finish this solar flower and I'll be back. Okay, definitely nice. And I hope that this thing is not too long. I'm gonna have to run over here and check the cable lengths. So let me go get that going. Hooray! 192 energy units per tick. Not too shabby. Yeah, I'm no Zelda yet, but I'm getting there. Let's go see what he's got up going on over at his place. Maybe a little bit of sound, right? So what's Zelda got built up here? Zelda has a ridiculous solar array. Probably a heck of a lot more efficient than mine in terms of, you know, space. But looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. Yeah. So I will probably get up to this point at some point, but I think for now I've got enough power. 192 energy units per tick is plenty to run my mass fabricator on. So let me come back shortly and show you guys something new to build. Alright guys, I'm heading out the front door of my house here, and I'm heading around back to the back end. I want to build something a little bit far away. What would I want to keep far away from my house? I wonder what Direwolf could be building that he doesn't want to be too close to his house in case it explodes in a very large explosion. Hint, hint, hint. Actually, I don't even know what's back here. I haven't been back here before, I don't think. Cool stuff. So, anyway, I don't need to be this far away. I think back here is probably sufficient. Maybe even right in this general area. Yeah, I think this will look good. So I'm just going to build, I think, into this mountain. That's kind of how I feel like I'd like to do it. So why don't I lay down my landmarks. That's right, I'm using the buildcraft filler to just carve out this area. I'm just going to dig straight through here into the back. Plant this guy here. That looks like a pretty good spot. To here, maybe? Well, maybe I want him actually further back. I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into this mountain and then get ready to run this guy, and I'll bring back the video when I'm going to run it. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to go back to there and then back over to there. Granted, it's a pretty big area that I'm clearing out. Now, I don't want to completely flatten this area, so I think I'm probably just going to go up a little bit. Maybe like this high. Yeah, that should do it. That looks good. Yeah, that should be plenty of height. Let's activate this guy. Looking sharp. Let's place down our filler here. Run along and pick up our landmarks. Set this guy to frequency 6, but I'm going to leave receiving to false for a moment because I like to be here when it turns on, so I'll be right back. Alright, I just set my engine output to frequency 6, So let's activate this guy by turning on receiving equals true. So here comes some energy, and we should start seeing some clearing happen. Oh wait, maybe I'm kind of a dummy and forgot to actually put in the glass here for the clearing of the filter. All glass. Alright, now we've got a green light, so we can set receiving to true, and there it goes. I mean, honestly guys, I could probably just spend all my time filming this and be a happy character, because I think it's just so funny to watch, like, just block after block get destroyed by this filler. It is just too cool to see. So, why don't I let some of this progress, and I'll be back and film this in separate little segments, just so you can see, you know, it clearing out. I'll be back shortly. So a little progress has been made. You can see it clearing out. I actually went and threw some torches in the back there, just so you kind of see. It doesn't have to be totally dark in the back. And, clearing away. A couple people have mentioned to me, hey Direwolf, why don't you use this as a quarry? Well, technically yes, I could probably mine this way, but obviously these items aren't making their way back to my processor. They're not, you know, processing all the good stuff in my area and getting macerated and all whatnot. So yes, it's a little bit faster than a quarry, though honestly not much. Well, yeah, okay, a little bit faster than a quarry, but it's a nuisance to get that stuff back. I'd have to do all these, you know, obsidian pipes probably in almost every block for it to suck it all up, and yeah, it would kind of suck. So I don't think I want to do that, but you know, I like that you guys are thinking. So this guy looks like he's almost done, and I collected a bunch of dirt and stone here. So let me go and dump it all into my thing to make sure it all gets recycled, and I'll be back shortly once I've cleaned up the last of this little junk pile that it's making. This is funny, actually. I had to expand my input chest here because there's just so much cobble and flint. So all well and good. Just running back and forth here. You can see it got to be nighttime. I'm just running back to where I had this guy set up, and you can see the filler is also done clearing out the area, which is cool. Like I've said many times, fillers are awesome and highly recommend using them whenever you get the chance, just because they're fun to watch. And since it's all done, I'm just going to knock this stuff off, pick up my filler, maybe place a little bit of dirt back. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Alright guys, so now that I've got this area cleared out, I'm going to go ahead and activate this little system here again. I'm going to lay down a new, well, the same filler, but another one, basically. Lay it down again. And I'm going to set the pattern to be the walls pattern, because I want this area here to basically be surrounded by smooth stone. So, let's put some smooth stone in and hook up some power. Frequency 6, go. Oh, there we go. Sweet. And yeah, I did want a floor there. That is what I wanted. And you can see it filling out. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need a... Yeah, I'm probably going to need a good amount more smooth stone, so why don't I go get it. And while I'm here, I'm going to tell my sorting system, this point here, that I want it to produce more smooth stone by placing a cobblestone in the red line, and that's going to start sending all its cobblestone over here to my induction furnaces and start producing more smooth stone. So that's just inputs from my chest. So I'm going to grab some of the smooth stone that's in here. And you can see my chest emptying out diligently. That was that input chest that I just dumped all my junk into. So by making that simple little change, I got myself some more smooth stone going on. So that's nice. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice amount of filler going on. And we just ran out. There we go. Super cool. And it's going to build out this wall, and then it's going to build out the top wall. So I'm going to need to get in there and kind of set up shop a little bit. So why don't I get started on that, and I will be back shortly. Alright, this guy's all done, you can see, because he turned red on top, as somebody told me, which I did not know until somebody posted a comment to that effect. So this is probably a bit of a mob spawner right now, but for now I'm just going to go put my stuff back and, sort out my inventory, and I'll be back. So guys, I'm creating some white Lumar here, as you can see. Basically, what I'm looking to do is something along these lines. I want to create some white lights for that nice little room I just built. So I think that should probably be enough for now. I'm going to need a little bit more glass, I think, so let me grab myself some of that. You can see my smooth stone chest filling up nicely here. So yeah, a good amount of glass is necessary. So for now, I'm just going to go with the 32, I think. White lamps. Awesome. And as you know, lamps, when you have a redstone current applied to them, turn on. Simple, straightforward, but definitely more advanced. Than a torch. So why don't I head back to that room I just built and light it up a bit. Alright guys, so I showed up here with a bunch of red alloy wire, a bunch of stone, some lamps. Let's see what I can figure out how to build. First I want to get this nice and symmetrical looking. So the way I usually do this, I'm just guessing here. Oh, not even close. Maybe something more like that. I just kind of count it out and try and find one in the middle that looks about symmetrical. So let's see if we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from that wall, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from that wall. Well, unfortunately I didn't build this odd numbered. I usually count that out, and I didn't this time. Oh well, I'll live. This is probably good enough to be a center block. And yeah, I didn't bring a crafting table with me. I probably should have. So I want to just throw one down out here and build myself a little stone slab just to get up. And I'll probably be putting an iron door on this, so for now I'm just going to leave this off. And let's see what it looks like inside. Yeah, big and dark. But not too shabby. So let's get building on a lighting system, shall we? I'm actually going to try and get onto the roof of this guy and just knock some holes in the roof and build some lights. So this is probably the outer edge wall. So if we build in like one here, and this is the outer edge wall, so again one in there, and just throw down a light, and maybe like every 2. Not bad. And maybe 3 blocks away from there I'll go with another light. And this leaves it so that if I want to have a light spacing every 1, I can change it. And obviously I'm not going all the way back here. And another 3 space. Some coal for me. Sorry, I realize it's nighttime again. One of the hazards of playing on a server, it's harder to sleep through the night for you guys. And this looks like a pretty solid spot to place one more light. Now I think, yeah, that looks good. You guys have probably seen me done similar builds in the past. Obviously don't have quite enough lights, but I think I'll be alright for now. So let's see what happens when we run this redstone wire. Can I run it simply like this? Sure I can. Awesome. Beautiful. Now I think the inside of this is actually a little bit different. So is this in the center? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to this wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to this wall. So if I shift this guy over one block, we should now have 7 and 7. Let's confirm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that just makes it look nice. I mean, like I said, not a huge deal, but it looks good that way. Now, just to keep things simple for now, I'm not going to run this super complicated yet, but I do want to just run this redstone cable such that I can test it out. So I'm just going to run the cabling out here. Definitely not my final way of doing this. Nice. That looks pretty good. And what I'm doing right now is just kind of trying to determine how this looks. Obviously, you know, further back it's not going to be as nice. Probably leave some torches back here just for now. But this looks pretty good. It's a little bit dim, but not too bad. I might even want to run some lights along the floorboards just to, you know, have a little bit more light popping up in here. But I'm going to run these lights all along through here and see how they look. And of course, since I moved my door, I need to move my step to get in. But that's not too bad. Definitely not too bad. And I kind of like the way it looks with the 3 blocks in between each light and 1 spacing each way. So why don't I finish up this design? I'm just going to be doing what you just saw me doing. It's just going to take me a few minutes, and I think it would be a little bit boring for you guys to watch. I'm just going to be repeating exactly what I just did, and I probably need to build a few more lamps. So why don't I get that going, and I'll be back when it's done. Alright guys, how's that look? I think it looks pretty sharp. And I can try flipping off the light switch here, and you can see it gets awfully dark when the lights are off. Of course, I don't have a door built yet, so that's okay. But I flipped the lights on. Beautiful. So that looks pretty nice. So that looks good. In case you haven't determined, this will be a nuclear site. This is where I'm going to be putting my, nuclear reactors, probably some mass fabricators, a whole bunch of cool stuff going on in this room. There might be a couple other crazy things that I might want to experiment with in this area here, but for now it's going to at least be a nuclear site. I'm probably going to build up some reinforced stone in an area. There might be a couple nuclear reactors going at a single time. We'll see how it goes. I'm probably going to wind up doing Mark II nuclear reactors, and for those who didn't follow my nuclear reactor tutorial, a Mark II reactor is basically just a reactor that can run indefinitely for 1 cycle, or 1 set of uranium. So for example, you put some uranium in, and as long as it can finish that, cycle of uranium, it's considered Mark II. It will need a cool-off period between the point that, it uses up that uranium before another cycle starts. So that'll be good. Why don't I clean up this wiring a little bit? You can see I've already kind of started. Let's pick a spot inside here to place our light switch. I'm thinking it should be far enough away from the door because I don't want the lever for the light switch to actually impact opening the door. So while I'm here, why don't I just go ahead and temporarily create a wooden door. Nice. So if I were to put a light switch here, for example, it would mess with the door. So I actually want it here. Perfect. So let's run some redstone cabling. I think if I just ran it like this, and put my lever here, that would work. That's the nice thing about red power, is they really make it easy to hide your wires. Perfect. Now I'm going to take some stone. Should really only need 2. I put my ruby handsaw, what is it, on top? There we go. Get my stone slabs, stone panels, stone covers. Cool. I think the best way to do this would be with a jetpack. And I was completely wrong about that. That was way too tricky to do. I should have built some scaffolding. Oh, didn't want that. Very nice. See how nice that looks? Red power is definitely an awesome mod. Now I just need to cover it up on this side and we'll have a pretty smooth looking system. Just gotta be careful about where you're putting your panels. Okay. Cool. I did something wrong. Alright, let me fix this wiring and I'll be back. Oh, that's what I did wrong. I put a panel up here and it, clipped the thing. By placing a panel up top here, it clipped this wire and stopped it. So, you guys probably saw me do that and were probably yelling at the screen. So let's try this lever now. Hey, cool. It looks good to me. Well, that's weird. I wonder why that's doing that. I'll have to experiment with that a little bit and see why that lever seems to be affecting the door. But as you can see, light switch on, light switch off. Perfect. I'll be back. Alright guys, I think that lever being just a little too close to that door, so I've fixed my issue by just moving it over one. And it's still working, you can see lights on and lights off. Beautiful. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap up this episode. It's getting to be a little bit long. And I'll come back next time and actually start putting this room to use. I'll build my nuclear bunker. I'll probably have some mass fabricators, and who knows what else inside that room to use to get going. So I'm going to wrap up this episode. I'll catch you guys all later. This has been episode 10. Alright guys, just a reminder, the contest to join the server, there are 3 slots available, ends on Saturday. That's November 5th. So I hope you guys are submitting some cool entries. Malianx did mention to me that a couple people have been sending him zip files and compressed files and some crazy stuff. All we really want to see is some screenshots and maybe a YouTube video. If you want to put one up, that's fine, but a screenshot is more than acceptable. We don't want to get any zip files because, as you guys are well aware, zips could contain some funny business. So just out of safety concerns for Malianx, don't send them zips. Just send some screenshots, JPEGs or whatever, and catch you guys all later. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.